to the gym today. It's early morning, it's 6 o'clock. It's May 19th. Well, this time I'm starting off on a weekend. It's Friday, and I'm in the midst of where I work today. I thought I'd show you around and show you what I do for a living, Monday through Friday. And then, of course, my Saturdays and Sundays, I typically just do things around the house and go fishing or work on my boat or whatever I can. But then let me show you around here and show you what I do. So, what do I do out here in the screen area? Well, since I mainly spend most of my time in the heat seal room, having people get their shirts out in time and, making sure that everything's working out properly, especially with the cutters and getting all the files correct and making sure all the machines work in there. I work out here on the Striker and the Carousel digital squeegee. I don't print the shirts, no. I used to. I used to be in printing quite a bit. Matter of fact, I have 36 years of screen printing experience. Yep, 36 years of screen printing experience. And all of it is detailed into flat sheet, which is working on a Sakurai press or a clamshell press, if anybody's familiar with that, and printing labels and decals. Well, what am I doing in here? It's a t-shirt place. Well, it's a high-end t-shirt place. All the jerseys that I make in there are for professional teams, and any jersey we get is typically a $100 jersey, and then we put the personalization or the team name or the player's name on it for purchase. And all this stuff you can buy online. I can put some names of some stores down in the description part. But anyways, on these machines, on the digital squeegee, if a lot of you are familiar with the screen printing industry or the t-shirt industry, that's what I do. I work at a company in Indiana that all we produce, well, mainly is t-shirts for the sporting industry. We do everything for all the driving races, NHRA, NASCAR, IndyCar, and just pretty much everything. All sporting events. Here are some of the IndyCar shirts that are going to be sold at the track this year. These ones are actually going to be sitting here until Sunday morning. And then at that point, when they find out who is on the track for the actual race, they come back and they print the back of the shirts. This is called a Striker. A little bit different than the carousel presses that we have over there. And if a lot of you are familiar with the carousel presses, these are basically a machine that has these pallets, and a pallet is what holds the shirt in place. And every station, you can put a color. So if it's a 10 color job, you'd have up to 12 screens, and you'd add a couple colors like a white or a clear. And then these are called flash units, and they dry certain colors in between. So a typical job can be anywhere from one color up to, on this machine, up to 14 colors, minus, or 16 colors minus the 2 flash units. But this is a Striker. Digital squeegee Striker. And we have a digital squeegee carousel over there in the background. Now, the Striker is oval. And what it is nice about it is you can add the same amount of screens if you want to, but with this machine being a digital squeegee, it's digital. So what you're doing is you're printing only a couple colors, and then the digital part prints everything else for you. So you're going to print a white base and then all the colors on top. I'll show you how that works too. So at this point, we have 2 people loading the machine and 1 person watching the digital part of it. the person on the back was loading the machine or unloading the machine, and this person in the front was loading the machine. They make sure the shirt's nice and straight before they go ahead. And this is the first part, which is a discharge ink, and basically putting a white base or a white discharge onto the shirt. This is a flash unit, and all that's doing is drying the shirt a little bit. Not too much, not enough to wear, but just enough so that we can put this roller going across it, and that's going to knock down the fibers. Walking over to the second white, and this is a more detailed white that gives more of a base, so that when we put the digital print on it, you'll see how well it sits on there. This process has taken us about 3 months, but I took over the process about 3 weeks ago, and now we're almost 100%. Right here, we're flashing the unit again, and then we're going to roller coat it one more time before we go to the digital print. So, at this point, the shirt is got 2 whites on it, and we go over to the digital or the digital squeegee, and this is going to put 6 passes of color onto the shirt. CMYK, 4 colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And that's it. It's basically like an inkjet printer that you have at home. But, it's $350,000, $400,000. So right now all the colors are on there. And then after the next shirt's loaded and all the other colors are already printed, the shirt will shift, put another shirt underneath it, and then it will print the second, third, fourth, and fifth shirts. So we have 1 pass, 2 pass. Look at the red getting darker, and the blacks are getting darker. Ready to go. At this point, we're looking at going to the next step, which is the clear coat. Well, this is the last step before it goes to the dryer. And the dryers are 2 conveyor dryers so that we can have 2 machines running 2 shirts at one time. And one shirt can dry at a slower rate and the other shirt can dry at a faster rate. This here is a clear coat. All it is a clear ink. It goes on the shirt to cover all the ink. And what it's basically doing is giving it a soft touch so that when you wash it, it feels almost like the shirt feels. Very comfortable, and it's not going to, be so hot when you wear it on a hot day, but it's a really nice shirt to have. So that's basically the striker, a digital squeegee, and he's going to load it onto the conveyor on the right, and then if he needs to use it, he can use it on the left. So on here, you have 2 white, actually one is a discharge, and then a white on top of it. Then it goes to the digital part, and it prints out the colors. And it comes back and puts a clear on it. And the clear gives kind of a soft touch. So instead of using all these screens, you're using 3 screens. So here we have Raul applying adhesive to each palette, and he goes all around every single one of them. And when they dry, they'll dry whenever they go through the flash unit. Pretty clever. Works out very well. So this is the conventional way of printing shirts. This is a carousel press, which will hold up to 6. This is a 16 color carousel press. This will hold up to 16 colors if needed, but typically you won't use 16 colors. You're going to use a flash unit and a roller and some other things if you need. But like this one's going to be printing a white, a brown, a blue, and I think it grays after that. Then it goes across and it prints another brown, and it's coming over printing a yellow now. Another flash unit to cool or to heat up the ink a little bit. Then it's going to be printing a different kind of blue, and then over here you have another yellow going down and a black, and then of course the last color is going to be white, and the white is basically to highlight certain areas. She's taking the shirt off, and again she's putting it through the dryer. All the shirts have to go through a dryer no matter what, so that they dry consistently, and when they're dry they're ready to wash and wear. They look really nice, don't they? This little machine here puts the label on the inside, so we take the tags off the neck, and this actually puts a tag or a label on the inside of the neck. A little screen that goes into place right here. A little squeegee. And just prints neck tags all day long. Put something like this. That would go inside the neck. Showing the size. So they would take this part off here. Throw that away. And then they open it up and put the neck tag inside there. Here's all those screens. This is a job for NASCAR, for Chicago race coming up. And as you see, they already put the neck tag in. And then we have girls that put the hang tag back on with a barcode, so when they buy them, they can scan them. And this is my room. This is the heat seal room. Those are all Fusion heat presses. I have 14 of them. This is my large format laminator. I'll show you that in a minute. It's nice and quiet. Nobody here yet. My desk is in the far one with a picture of the monkey. I have 3 other people that work for me that cut names and numbers out of these small rolling plotters. These are the 2 Mavericks. I'll show you these run later on. I have Maverick number 2. Maverick number 1. This is the dryer for the shirts. This is the pre-treat unit. So here I'm going to show you 3 different processes we go through when we make our shirts. Right now, she's going to be making a U.S. Soccer women's shirt, a Polo Stick number 10. These fusions, they get to be up to 400 to 500 degrees, and you can adjust all the time with that touch screen, and we can adjust the pressure also. So it depends on the type of shirt we're doing. It depends on where we're going with the shirt and how many shirts we got to do to adjust it for every shirt. So like I said, she's doing the U.S. Soccer women's. Now for our next shirt here, William, he's going to be putting a number on a Titans, Tennessee Titans jersey shoulder. And with that, again, he's doing the same process. It's just a different type of transfer he's putting on there. A different number, of course. And then at that point, he's waiting for the timer to go down. Depends on the amount of time we need. Sometimes it's going to be 7 seconds. Sometimes it's 15 seconds. Sometimes it's 20 seconds. Sometimes it's 300 degrees. Sometimes it's 315, 330. Sometimes it's 50% or 50 psi. Sometimes it's 70. But there he goes. You got the number on there. And that shirt's ready to go. Now the last process, she's going to be putting on foil. And foil, it starts in the screen room where they burn a screen, or they make a screen for the clear. Now the clear is actually kind of like a glue, and they screen print the glue onto the shirt first, then they dry it, and then they give it to us. And at that point, what we do is we will take certain foils and we'll apply it to the shirt. We do foil, we do flock, we do rhinestones, we do transfers, we do DTF transfers, if people know what that is. We do screen printed transfers. We do quite a bit of different things, and we get them from certain companies. I'm not going to tell, people know what companies to buy them from. And one of the companies I don't like using, we use quite a bit. Hopefully, we're going to get a couple machines in here, especially a direct-to-film machine, and we can start doing our processes in-house. It's very important to be able to have that condition that we can start working with our own product. So she's actually applying 3 different kinds of foil to the shirt. This is a tedious process because the letters are really close to each other. And then she's going to put a piece of Teflon on top of it. She's got to be careful because the static on the Teflon is crazy. So she puts it down, And again, she kicks the machine over. This is a two-headed machine, so she can do two different things at one time. She can do a sleeve on one side, or she can do a back of the shirt, or everything else on the other side. And just by kicking the little foot pedal, and it moves over, and then she has it. So there she goes. She's taking the little Teflon back off. She's watching out for static. She's putting it onto the table to let it air dry for a little bit, not too long. Sometimes, you do a cold peel. Sometimes you do a hot peel. And here she goes. 1, 2, 3. All done. And here is my large format latex HP 7000. I can do up to 64 inches on this. And here is my larger plotter, which is a 64 inch also. Another Roland. So here we have the Maverick number 2. Both Mavericks are identical. There are some issues that we have that when it comes to color balancing. Each machine is CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, but also has the capability of printing RGB, which gives us 10,000 more colors that we can work with. That's not fire. There's no fire. Don't worry about it. It's not smoke. That's humidity to make sure that the heads stay wet at all times, because this machine inside there gets very hot. And as you see, the head is going back and forth and printing a shirt. Right now it's printing the white base. And like on the other machine we saw, it was printing the white and then another white and then the digital print. On this shirt, we have to do a pre-treat. And the pre-treat will let the white stick to the shirt. So just let another shirt go in. This one's going to be finished. By the time this shirt's finished, the other shirt will get started to go. And then she'll have two prints within 3 minutes completely finished. So as you see, it's putting the colors down. It's actual image for UFC fighters. And at this point, when you're looking at it, we can adjust the heads a little bit to get a better print, to clean it up a little bit. We can reduce the blacks. We can put a beautiful black if we want to on a black shirt. No black on a black shirt. On a white shirt, we can have beautiful colors on a white shirt. There's so many different things we can do with this. This is an amazing machine. I want to thank everybody. So, thanks for watching. This is just a Friday thing. I thought if anybody wants to know what I do for a living, well, there you have it. I am working for a screen printing company that makes T-shirts for the sports industries. As you saw, you got to see Watkins Glen for Formula One. You saw the U.S. Soccer. You saw the Tennessee Titans job being done. Another one for New York. And, of course, you saw the UFC job being done on the Maverick. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that. And if you have any questions about where these products are bought, how you can get yourself one of the UFC shirts or a U.S. soccer shirt, or anything that's, catches your eye. But if you have any questions about the machines, how the machines keep up what they're doing, how many impressions per hour, let me know. I'd love to answer any question you got. So, but thanks for watching, and I hope you guys stay tuned for my next episode, which will be The Weekend with Jim. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.